Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to PsychCandy for June 7th. I'm Dr. Trini Michaels with PsychCandy Alternative Psychology. I want to welcome you here. I've been talking to you lately about, been kind of covering relationships. Yesterday I spoke to you about not settling. And today we're going to dive into another very important aspect that unless we get a grasp on how we handle trust, then we're going to be kind of spiraling into a downward. You have to have trust in everything that you do, with every friendship, with the people that you work with, all of those things. We have to have trust. If you don't have trust, you have no foundation. It makes you operate from a place that's honestly very dark. Trust is required with our jobs. Trust is required with clients. Trust is required with friends, with family, with our romantic partners. Trust is a brutal beast. And when you have trust, well, that's just one of those things, Like when you can say, like, I trust this person. I trust this person so implicitly. I trust 100%. That's valuable. Now, when you think about that, how many people do you have in your life that you can say, I trust you 100%? A lot of us don't have a lot of people that we can say 100%. I don't mean 99.9. I mean 100%. Most of us don't have that. It's one of those things that, we sometimes pretend. We pretend we have trust. And then when you flip that, if you flip it to the other side, are you trustworthy? Do you earn your trust? See? When trust is broken within a relationship, it can lead to a large variety of issues. I like to try to compare it to going downhill with the possibility of your brakes going out while your steering wheel falls off. Now, this particular topic of trust, this has grown to be a commonality with relationships today. Something that's common. That's sad, but it's true. And listen, rebuilding broken trust requires steps in order to truly fix it and repair it, rather than just attempt to slap a band-aid on it, which is what a lot of people try to do. We're just going to slap a band-aid. Listen, trust can be lost through lies, rage, violence, drug and alcohol abuse, sexual infidelity. And let me tell you something, once it's lost, there's usually a Humpty Dumpty effect. It's really hard to put it back together again. Usually the behaviors that created the distrust are difficult to change because they're complex, convoluted. These little bits skip and jump through our system like bubbles popping up in unexpected places, while giving our mind the best of reasons to be doing whatever it is our bodies or head are pushing for. So I want to share with you right now, here's a few things to consider when wanting to resolve the issue, right? Number one, be completely honest and come clean. Listen, denial only leads to more distrust. So the truth has to come out along with the willingness to take responsibility for your actions. It is important to note that some people attempt to not be detailed with the truth, as they think it'll spare pain. And this, however, only maintains the scope of denial when coming clean with all of it. You have to be patient with each other. Couples can spend tons of time on details while losing the thread of what needs to be done to correct the actual misconduct. The next thing is being defensive, righteous, or casual about the problem. That's never going to work. There must be a sincere effort to work out the issues, or the wall will never come down. The angrier or more dismissive you are, the less you're able to hear what the aggrieved one has to say, and the worse what they feel will get. Number 3 is talk about what made you do it. Like opening up about your own struggle, the need to get help, and the awareness of what got you there in the first place will help you prevent further infractions. Being willing to do what's necessary to make it better, you know? If there's loneliness or lack of sex, etc., in the relationship, well, take the initiative to talk and allow the person that you've hurt to express their side and feelings too. Because talking about your feelings is the best way to connect again for both parties. Number 4 is just you need to be an open book. That means open your cell phone, email, appointment book for a period of time. This is usually the hardest part because any person who has lived that clandestine underground life of secrecy likes it that way. They feel entitled to privacy and they become righteous and indignant. And at this point, you'll need to take a moment and ask yourself what is really important, your relationship or your privacy. It really comes down to that. You can't very well expect anything to work out if you're unwilling to change the actions or environment that you used to break the trust in the first place. The next thing is renew your commitments. Listen, whether married or not, there's a need to discuss values about living life and what that entails. This may be the most important part of the process. So take the time to talk about it. Talk about what you both want. What got you into this mess? What needs to happen to move forward? Write it all down. Make a ceremony of it. Invite your friends and family. Tell the world what you're going to do and then mean it. Or at least make sure you mean it with each other just in general. It is so very important to communicate through the process and show one another the love and respect that you hold for each other, if it still exists. And if it doesn't, talk about that and then walk away. Don't drag people through just incessant bullshit just because you don't want to deal with the matter at hand. Listen, without trust or the lack of interest to fix broken trust, I promise you, you have nothing. Nothing. Renewing trust is not just a decision, it's a lifestyle change. It's about coming home to yourself and your partner and making it work. Keeping a relationship clear and open is a valuable process. When we lie, cheat, steal, do bad things to ourselves or others, we pay the ultimate price, and we lose what is most precious to us. Listen, if you need help, get it. If you need to change, then make it. Creating trust is a big deal, so treat it that way. There are many facets and turns in this very delicate and daunting process of trust. If it's not dealt with properly, then it will torture your relationship until what remains are ashes and regret. If you can look at the restoring of trust as a learning process that will hopefully bring with it greater intimacy and love, then go ahead on. But if not, then it's time to make other plans. I hope this has helped you, and thank you for being here. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow, 11:30 a.m., Monday through Friday, for PsychCandy right here on Fireside. Until next time, be happy,